First, thanks for coming. Obviously, it's exciting times right now for the program, and obviously, you get one of the first glimpses of Slater Ice Arena right now up top here. It's a lot of positives, a lot of traction. As President Rogers says, the uh, momentum of what the school's doing, and I think we can echo it here too on the hockey side. Obviously, with the generosity and support and the updates to the facility here, and the players are doing great. We're battling, we're competing. We've got 4 weeks or so, I guess, under our belt a little bit here and there with what we're allowed to do, and obviously we're very excited about our first games coming up, and it's a good opportunity for us to kind of gauge to see where we're at and use it as a benchmark as we move forward.
I guess just for you personally, what's the excitement level and just the emotions like as you get the season ready and start the season here?
Yeah, obviously it's really it's you think back to I think back personally from when I first started talking to Derek about the position to where we're about to be going in our first game. It's what you think would be kind of a slow summer. It was a fast summer. It's been a fast month. So obviously the players are excited, which makes me excited and our staff excited. So it's definitely like I said, it's a good opportunity. And really, at the end of the day, this weekend is really important for myself to really do. A self-evaluation of where we're at, what we need to work on, and making sure we're peaking and excelling at the right time.
With basically the whole roster back from last year, like during the summer and recently, do you watch a bunch of tape from last year, try to determine their strengths, everything from last year, or is it kind of like a clean slate where you're really implementing kind of like your stuff and everything?
Yeah, I didn't watch anything, to be quite honest. Last year. It's done with. We move forward. No different than next year when we come back. It's a clean slate, and I always tell our players the goals don't come with you, the assists, the save percentage, nothing comes with you. If you weren't happy with ice time or playing time or results, team driven, then the good thing is we got to start from scratch. We got to build off it, and obviously we've done a great job of having some great leaders. Not just the four there we announced today, but the whole group has been really good and diligent and active and building together. And the excitement they've brought every day, like I said, is I think shows the true character of that group that's in that locker room.
Through what you've seen so far, what do you think are going to be the biggest strengths of the team this year?
Biggest strengths? I don't know. I really don't. I don't think that's a fair assessment for me to give right now because I don't know our opponent. Yet I got to take this first month and just really see where we're at compared to other teams out of conference, in conference. Obviously after this weekend, I can start watching some games of other teams and see where we're at. I think at the end of the day, our strength we're going to rely on is our identity, our relentless approach to everything we do. We're not going to waste time on the ice in practice. We're not going to waste times in the game. We want to be hard on pucks, fast on pucks. Shift times are going to be important. Our play without the puck, our tracking, our reloading, D zone, all things we control. We're going to be better at. We're going to be, and if not, we're not going to win hockey games. So we've instilled a approach that every day we come to the rink, we got to get better. We don't have time to take off. We're not a 25 win team right now. We got to earn everything we get, and we are going to earn it because that's going to be our approach. Nothing's given to us, and so in terms of strengths, I think if you look at the character of our group, the leadership of our group. The depth, I think their willingness to learn, their care for each other, that's probably our strength right now.
You've got a couple of really experienced goaltenders, Cole Moore and Christian Stover. What have you seen from them, and what's maybe a plan, to try to utilize them going forward this season?
Yeah, for me, it's the plan is performance based. You play, you're in. No different than a forward and a D. It's we don't play a long season. I'm coming off of 68 games where it's a little bit different, and we have weekends off still in the year. Out here we're only playing Friday, Saturday. So much like I've told everybody, you're in everything you get. We're in a performance-based I'm in a performance-based job, profession. We play the game to win hockey games, off it. So no different than everybody. We're going to treat it all the same. Is that we're going to put the best team I feel out there, and it's their job to make my life difficult. If I have to make easy decisions, we haven't done enough during the week. At the end of the day, it is our job to hopefully at the end of the week really have to think about who we're putting in, why we're putting in. But as I said to them, you have to have certain dimensions to yourself, and same with goaltending. It's not just, obviously wins are important because they have to make some saves above and beyond, but also how does the team play in front of them? How's the calmness? Are they able to calm the game down? Are they able to slow the game down for us at times? And then make those saves they're supposed to make, and then mix in every one or two good saves as well.
When you've got 25 guys who are back, I figure they're all bought into each other, or else they wouldn't be here in the first place. But what is it like for you as a coach, those first conversations or those first practices, to get them to buy into you and everything that you want to do?
Yeah, great question. And I've said from the get-go, it's a special group because of that. Like we've talked about before in the offseason, the coaching change, it's easy, open transfer portal out there for them. And the fact that they stayed together really excites me about working with the group. And for me, it was all about earning trust. I always told them, if someone tells me you can trust me, don't trust them. That's, you got to earn trust. You just don't tell someone, or give them the indication that you can trust me. So I said it goes both ways. So throughout this, since we've gotten together back in September, early September, it's the feeling out process of earning our trust back and forth. And they got to see that I'm invested in them personally as an individual off the ice, and as well as collectively as making them better players on the ice. And for us right now, I truly believe we got to instill good habits, good structure, but we also got to work on skill sets. And if we work on skill sets, it shows your investment in the player. And if we invest in the player, the wins should take care of themselves. If I focus more on structure and play in a certain way and not work on certain elements of the game that will get them better, today's generation of kids is they want to improve and get better. They want to do what they can to graduate and have a chance to go play pro. And that's my job as a coach, to try to get them better, get them graduated, and let them tuck the degree in their back pocket and try to go play pro for a bit.
Right along with that, you've only been with the team for a short amount of time. Do you feel like you've been able to form a good foundation with the players and connect with them so far?
Well, I know. I hope maybe they can answer that a little better, right? But yeah, like when I'm on the ice, I'm dialed in. Off the ice, I'm pretty laid back. I have a lot of guys coming in for, just want to talk or ask questions, and I think that's really important that there's that open door policy. And one thing I've always tried to do is make sure my door is not shut during times when they're having, say, team lunch. They got to see our coaching staff. It's not just shut the door, and we'll see you the next day. I truly hope that I continue to earn, their respect and trust, to know that my best interest is in them first as a person and then as an athlete, and then from there. But it's been good. We've had, I coach hard out there on them. We don't get away with anything, but we've also had a lot of laughs as well. And as I tell them, we prep all this basically for, a 3-minute win song in the locker room at the end of a week. All your hard work goes into 9:30 on a Friday night, off it. So it's been good, but again, it's just been fun coming in. Great energy, positive energy. They're willing to step outside of their comfort zone, and for me, it makes it real easy and fun for me to work with.
You talked about this recently, Coach, about one of the things when you first saw this team, evaluated this team, you thought, well, that the puck was going to be really important in the improvement. So what have you seen this team improve on over the last 4 weeks to get ready for the season?
Yeah. Habits. I'm sure they were probably sick and tired of me blowing the whistle every time, but we're not going to do a drill without proper purpose to it and getting what we want out of it. And one thing the coaching staff has said, like, we come up with a practice plan, and very rarely I don't think I've kept it, because I'm not a timed coach. So if we have an 8-minute drill, let's just say, a lot of coaches put in, they do it for 8 minutes and they move on. If it takes us 20 minutes to get it right, it's going to take us 20 minutes. I don't believe in going to the next drill until we can, make sure that we've honed in on that skill set that we're working on that day. So for me, it's they've been so good, of just wanting to learn, and to a little bit of a point where I gotta probably pull back and let them just be hockey players too a little bit, because they want to do everything right. But you're not going to do it right. The ice is not good out there right now, right? You watch the end of that practice, pucks are bouncing. That's the game of hockey though as well, right? So as much as they've asked a lot of questions and they want to perform at the highest level. So for me now, I always tell them it's you don't need to keep asking questions. Just we're going to learn as we go now often. And you're going to have to adapt and make plays when pucks bounce over your stick, often. I don't want them to be robots. I want them to have structure, but also the flexibility to make plays within that structure.
Puck drops here in a couple of days. We saw some jerseys handed out here before you came up for some practice. And how comfortable are you with leadership on the ice and with the lines? I mean, everything pretty set for you right now? Or is that going to change?
Leadership, really excited about. Obviously, Dalton Norris on the back, and being an assistant with Ville, incoming transfer from Union. Both those guys have just been instrumental in work ethic, and it's not just them. The whole group has been really good. That's what makes it difficult. So this has taken me about 14 days to come to this decision. The amount of names I wake up every day kind of thinking new ways or new people and that have done a great job for us. So and then obviously led by Ethan Scardina and Ryan O'Hara. Those guys have been through a lot. They're warriors in the weight room, diligent with wanting to learn more. They're comfortable with being uncomfortable, getting outside their comfort zone. I said one of the big things for them is obviously we have a lot of roster spots right now, a lot of roster players on our team, and they were the first two to give up their stalls right away and sat in the middle on chairs for the longest time and had no problem doing that. And to me, they don't, how often do you see seniors or whatever, a lot of people or a lot of players and a lot of sports just think, oh, this is my stall, I've been here 4 years, but they were willing to let the freshmen get in there, and that's when we talk about building a team nucleus. Like there's no seniors, junior, freshmen, sophomores. We're just one group, and I've said that to them, and that's how we've approached practice. Out there, I'm not invested in anybody right now yet. In terms of it's their play, that's who I'm going to invest in, often. And so whether you're a senior, you're not guaranteed to play. Freshman, you're not, you got to earn everything you get here. And we've said that from day one. I believe in that model. Nothing is given, you got to earn everything out there. And for that leadership group, they've done a great job of coming every day, being first in line, vocal in the locker room, vocal on the ice. And they've been the guys I've been able to really lean on to set the precedent of how we want to play right now.
Ton of excitement about having your coach obviously out in the community. What's the message to the fans when the puck drops on October the 10th? What do you say to the folks coming back to the ice rink? Not about the lights, not about the mezzanine, about what's happening.
I think what you're going to see is a relentless group that is very driven. I think they have a lot to prove. They want to prove a lot from the past and show that they're a team that can compete in the CCHA, and knowing that we're going to have some trials and tribulations throughout it. The season's sometimes long, and you're going to have some highs and lows. But the one thing with this group, what I found is they've kept an even keel, and they'll empty the tank. There's no quit. We won't quit on games. We have enough players to make sure that if guys don't want to play to the end of the game, no matter the score, up 5-1, down 5-1, we go to that final buzzer. We have a job to do. We have to perform. And the one thing how we can perform is with our work ethic, our tenacity, our approach, as we always say, without the puck, because that's not a skill set. We can't promise goals. We want to score goals, right? I love scoring goals. It's the only time in a game where players get to stand up and high five and fans are cheering. They cheer on big saves and so forth. But, for the most part, that's the one time that everyone gets to rally around. So we want to try to generate more offense, but also we're going to make sure that our play without the puck, our D zone is cleaned up, our neutral zone is cleaned up, and that we're able to play with predictability amongst ourselves. And if we can do that, that allows us to play with pace.
How would you define success for the team this year?
I think success will come daily for us. I'm not a goal setter, for you to for me to sit here and say, I expect us to do this, this, and this. I want to see players get better. Success for me is at the end of the year, I can look at our roster and know that each player got better. And if we can do that, then to me, that's the job we're in. We're here to get players better. We're here to have them finish and do great in school. And then again, as I always say, if we invest in the player, the wins will take care of itself after.